What is going on, guys? It is Adam, a.k.a. Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. Today, we have an explosive video for you. Again, we're going to ask for your opinion on a lot of this. Did something just go down, or is the internet tripping? Again, we will show you that in just a second. We will be right back right after this. Nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not necessarily reflect my opinion, Dex's opinion, or anyone else who works with the show. You should always do your own research and consult with professionals. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. If you have not already, it helps us out if you end up going through any of our affiliates, and it helps you out if you end up protecting yourself against cybercrime. NordVPN is one of the best and one of the easiest to use. If you do not have a virtual private network, it protects your IP address, which is your online identity, which actually connects to your real address and everything else. It also connects to you. If you know anything about how they are data logging and basically getting your profiles down, you can prevent that by having a VPN. Nord is, again, one of the easiest. Download it. It's like an on switch and off switch. All you have to do. Go to marfooglenews.com/VPN. Not only will you get a giant discount on this, but you will also be helping us. I appreciate your support, and I appreciate everyone that goes through any of our affiliates. Can't say thank you enough. All right. What is going on, guys? It is Adam, a.k.a. Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. Today, we're going to talk about a few things. We found a few things on Twitter that were quite concerning. We also found possible old footage. Again, there have been a wide variety of opinions on this, whether it be old footage from the Middle East, or if it is new footage from, of course, Ukraine. So we'll show you that here in a second. We will also show you a user on Twitter ended up posting something about Ukraine and what is happening right now and what is happening before. If you remember, I actually talked about this before. These are 4 pictures that Tesla actually posted. We'll talk about that here in just a second. I do want to bring in real quick my co-host and internet brother, Dex James. What is going on today, and are you okay?
Yeah. Well, hello, Adam. Hello, Foogle fam. Yeah, I'm doing just fine.
So remember, all of the stuff that we're showing you here right now is over on the webpage, marfooglenews.com. All of our videos come with an attached bibliography. So that very first link right in the description down below the video, or if you go to marfooglenews.com, again, we'll be there. So if we show you a picture, a video, a tweet, we make sure to archive it. We end up putting a whole lot of work to do that, so make sure to utilize that. It's also a database so you can search back through our shows. So again, you can utilize that as far as your own research. We do a whole lot of work to put a ton of stuff together. Now, this is not the full 2-hour show. That will be over on Marfoogle TV. If you have not subscribed, that will be right after this video. Or if you are watching the replay, make sure and go over and check that out, because we're going to be talking about all of this in depth and have callers. All right. We talked about this before. Dex, do you remember this? This was back when Elon Musk was, again, he tweeted this out in a kind of a weird time. It was around the same time he was saying, he put around that meme that showed the Earth being destroyed. And then he just randomly posted Tesla Greater China. So the Tesla based in China, and they made these weird wallpapers. And again, you know, most people think nothing of it. They're like, okay, man, it's a wallpaper. Look at what is going on in these wallpapers. Now, Tesla's electric, right? But you can see weird objects in the sky. One looks like a frying pan, which is kind of odd considering videos have just surfaced allegedly of this weird U.S. government ship that looks like a frying pan. And then, of course, you have these weird kind of structures in the sky, and then you see electricity. Now, a lot of people have talked about possible EMPs happening. China has, of course, tested a fractional orbital bombardment system. In fact, it hit its target. And then, just to show you here let's go back.
And Adam, if I remember correctly, these were from China. This is from China Tesla, right?
Yes.
That's where the screensavers came from?
Yes. So this is Greater China Tesla. One of them has paratroopers in the background in front of a nuclear facility. This was an odd one. And you'll start to see kind of a pattern here. What I mean by this is like these were very, very odd. This one actually shows paratroopers and weird things, a disco ball in the sky. I don't know what kind of relevance that has. And then this, of course, you see the things dropping in the sky, and then you see what looks like a crate. If you play Call of Duty Mobile or PUBG or anything like that, this looks like a military crate dropped in with supplies, right? Weird. Why would that be on a Tesla wallpaper for your phone? Don't know. And it shows palm trees. So, you can kind of guess. I don't know how many places in China have palm trees, but you guys can let me know if you've ever been to China and where they actually have palm trees there. I don't know as far as if that is something that has there. And then pretty much every wallpaper has something kind of really odd. This has a nuclear plant with a siren tower in the background. That is basically a siren, right? And weird kind of loop around that again, and that's in front of a Tesla car with its doors open. And let's go to the fourth and final one. Let's see here. And this one, which also has paratroopers dropping in and security cameras. Now, I'm sorry, but is that not too weird? And then back here, it has like an object, right? And then it has what looks like a log cabin of some sort. I don't know. But there you see a security camera. And then the movie posters or whatever these are is a gentleman looking into a bright light, like a blast just went off. Now, this is to set up, of course, what we are talking about right now, which is this. So check this out. So a Twitter user posted this and essentially put together, there was a post by the South Morning China Post that contained a picture. So Dex, can you explain how you found this?
Yeah, so I found this tweet and I was like, well, this is really interesting. But the first thing I always do when I see somebody tweet something like that is I try to go recreate it myself and verify everything. So the first thing I did was I tried to find this image, this backdrop image that apparently was put in front of a rover. And we found it in the South China Morning Post in an article back, I want to say it was in 2013 when it came out. But what's so interesting about the image is what is depicted in the background in very small detail in the background behind this lunar rover.
And it's essentially what looks like a mushroom cloud. We'll get a better visual on this again right here. This is the original. We should have almost had a zoomed out version. So there's a lunar lander. In the zoomed out version, you can see that this is a huge board at a convention. It's at an angle. In fact, do we have some sort of...
you can click on the South China Morning Post article right above it, and you'll see the original.
That's
where it
perfect.
Came from.
So it is called the Jade Rabbit. We'll go over to this article. This is still archived. This was November 26, 2013. And you see that up in the corner, this is actually a board, and it is up at some sort of convention. And of course, here's their moon lander. And then here is a picture of the Earth. Again, there is the blast right there. Now, again, when you go, we'll just show you real quick. We'll go back to the picture here. And so Dex, you recreated this. You pulled up Google Earth or something like it. And
Correct.
What did you find?
Well, I tried to line up, the location, and it seems to match very close to the Ukraine. So if you look at the picture that I screenshotted from Google Earth, and anybody can go do this themselves if you want to go, look at it. Just open Google Earth. You can see that, where they've depicted the globe in their image and where they've depicted that mushroom cloud in the background is pretty much right in line with where Ukraine would fall on that map.
So definitely very, very strange. And again, this was back in 2013. Why did they add that in? There is another question of, why would the artists even do that in the first place? Is there something else around that? I mean, like, why would they put that in? I get that, even Disney films put in little kind of Easter eggs, but knowing what is going on right now, knowing the past 2.5 years of what has happened, and some of the theories surrounding why it happened, who is bankrolling it. Again, if you believe one path down the road of what happened 2.5 years ago when everything changed over to a new guy, it's like you would think if that was true, then somebody way, way bigger would have had to been bankrolling such an operation. And you think about, what countries would even be able to do this? What countries are trying to take into the number one, position here? So it's very, very odd. And then, of course, the video. We have a video that has surfaced, and what happens a lot is these videos will surface after. I remember specifically, and I'll talk about something else here. If you guys have followed my channel for any length of time or remember this, a while back, YouTube went down. It was the first time that, all of YouTube went down. It went down globally, all over the world. It had crashed for about an hour and a half. Now, most people afterwards are like, yeah, oh my gosh, you didn't have YouTube for an hour and a half. Well, YouTube not admitting that it was some sort of inside thing or that they were, patching things, that put a lot of people at odds with it, because they're like, how would this work? It's not just a regional outage. It was basically globally, right? So some theories were that they were clearing something out, or there was a video that was posting and spreading before they took this down, right? Well, what essentially I did a video back then stating what people had said, which there was a video of a soldier that said that there was going to be something that hits the moon in the next 2 or 3, 4 years, and that's what he was concerned. He was in full outfit. Apparently, he was in like a lower basement or something like that, and he ended up was through his thing, and then guys come in, other soldiers come in and take him out. That's what supposedly happened, and he was saying that something was going to hit the moon. Well, the reason I bring this up is when something like this happens, people then try to take advantage of the trends. Back then, somebody took a year-old video of something actually hitting the moon, or a really good CGI of something hitting the moon from a telescope, and they said that that's what the video was, and that's why YouTube went down. Drama alert, huge channels covered it. Pretty much everybody grabbed it, and everybody was talking about it because it was the biggest thing, right? Everybody went to Twitter, they shared the crap out of it. My video, which was one of the earliest videos, was talking about what actually happened compared to the game of telephone that happened, and then it turned into something else. Now, mind you, which is really weird, we were going to do something on this pretty soon here. By the way, that soldier saying that something was going to hit the moon and we can't stop it, and if the moon is destroyed, then the Earth is destroyed, or everything is messed up. It just so happens that there's an object that's going to crash into the moon. We have all this weird stuff with DART and all these missions trying to knock out asteroids. And then, of course, you have a weird object, which they said was a SpaceX rocket that was going to hit the dark side of the moon. And now they have said that, oh, wait, it's not actually a SpaceX rocket. It's actually a Chinese rocket. And then they say, well, we're not even 100% sure it's a Chinese rocket. So something is about to hit the moon, and we don't know what. So it kind of lines up with what allegedly was said. That's a whole nother issue. But again, the game of telephone turned it into something else, and all these people took videos from older and then put that as new. So I don't know. That's what people are saying, that this is in the Middle East, but that's not confirmed. I'm not going to show you the full video. We've linked it on our website. Essentially, it shows somebody who it sounds like they're in a tank or an APC, and the video sounds real. It looks real. This explosion goes off, and it gets really, really bright. It actually lights up a night sky. In fact, after it's done, it is completely dark. You can see the headlights, and there's kind of this big explosion. Now, is that a Moab or a FOAB, the mother of all booms? And I'm saying boom on purpose. Or is that something now? When you watch the video, it sounds, and again, I don't speak Ukrainian or Russian. Dex, does anybody maybe check the chat and see if anybody recognizes the language, or if we have someone who speaks it, maybe go in and translate it. So that happened, and it's posted on TikTok, and it's been spinning around. Now, the reason this may be important is because we just were told 3 weeks ago that Russia was planning to put out a video that made it look like Ukraine had attacked it. Now, when you think about that and you're like, well, so the plan was to make a video that would circulate on the web showing Ukraine attack Russia, so then that would be the grounds for Russia to go and invade. We're going to talk about it on the live show tonight. Out of nowhere, a bridge has been built that would allow access into Ukraine, a full-on bridge that can take tanks and whatever else they want over a waterway. So that has popped up. One expert said virtually overnight, and satellite photos show that. We'll talk about that later. But again, is this something that is connected to that, or is this an older film? Even the people that are trying to take it apart don't have the original video posted as of the making of this video. Now, if it comes out later that this is the Middle East, it's still a very shocking video. And again, I believe it's real, but you don't know CGI anymore. I mean, it is really incredible what they can do, but I would assume that this would have to be a professional. If you look at the shading, the lighting, how the entire... I mean, Dex, when you watch that, I mean... that would have to be in a big budget film of some sort, right?
Yeah, it's kind of, if that's the whole thing is CGI and fake, it's definitely done with a lot of effort and a lot of talent. I'm not saying it's real. I'm not saying it's fake. I don't know anything other than what I can see, and a lot of people are talking about it. So it was, I looked at it, and I looked at it like 3 or 4 times and said, well, it's pretty interesting, because you look at the very beginning if you go watch the video, and we won't play it, but you can go watch it on our website. The very beginning, it looks like daytime. It's daylight. And, you can actually see one cloud, which you can see in one of these screenshots off to the right, like one explosion had already happened. And then this one dissipates out and the light goes away and it's all back to dark. And you can see the headlights of the vehicle that's driving.
And now they have talked about it in just the last kind of week, put it in the back of our head, that they have these very small tactical nukes. In fact, that the U.S. is behind Russia in one of these big areas, which is they have thousands of these smaller yield tactical nukes. That is one strong suit that they have. Now, I do want to just remind people that there is nothing that, there's no way for us to really know exactly what is going on with these governments. There's a lot of fishy, suspicious things going on. We don't know who the true bad guy is. We do have history to go off of which countries have basically taken over other countries and which ones have, which ones have lied. So, I mean, both countries have lied about almost everything to their people, including ours. I mean, we've had a lot of times where we've been lied to. So that it's understandable that most people do not know what the heck is going on. If this was real and if this was in Ukraine, that would be very bad. Or if this was done by a major power as a video, that could have the same effect if this is what they are trying to do and trying to prove something or trying to have a reason why they need to invade. Or is this, our reason to then go in there? Russia right now has surface-to-air missiles placed all around Moscow as if they're going to be invaded. They have now confirmed 150,000 troops, and they just sent 7,000 more troops. And I believe that's even been updated since last night. So it's over 160,000 troops. You have a massive drill going on, admitted drill that they are covering all these waterways, and then, of course, a mystery bridge. So we'll talk about this more in depth over on Marfoogle TV on our live call-in show. But again, it's pretty nuts. Dex, as far as, this whole thing, do you want to sum up?
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about predictive programming. We talk about, people trying to paint pictures of what may happen in the future. And, when we look at this original depiction from 2013 and the way it lines up on a map, it's really interesting. It's worth looking at. It's there, it's not necessarily, the the prescription of what's going to happen per se, but it's kind of odd that it's there. And when you look at the stuff that Tesla did, it's kind of odd that that's what they depict to show us. And again, coming from China, both of these are coming from China, right? And then of course we have this other video, which we know nothing about, but it looks so real. Like it could have been a video from the past, or it could be in the current, and we just don't know it yet. It hasn't been talked about, hasn't been shown. Maybe it's in a remote area right now.
Yeah, and there's at least one posting by the same user a couple days ago. So why hasn't this been talked about if that is the truth? Or will it come out later that is a real thing? I'd love for somebody to translate exactly what that soldier is saying. I don't speak Ukrainian or Russian. Again, so if somebody does, watch the video on our website and show us what he is saying, because that may give some context. The crazy thing, there's 45,000 comments. It's been viewed more than 2 million times, and it's just now kind of hitting the circle, right? So now Twitter is onto it, so now people are talking about it. So we will talk about everything I've mentioned, and over on our website, we have all sorts of great stuff. If you want to support us, we are independent. We don't have a multi-channel network. We don't have a multi-billion-dollar company behind us. Go over and check out, of course, our website. You can go to marfooglenews.com. You can also support us by going through one of our affiliates. In fact, if you want to protect yourself against an EMP, you can do so over at EMP Shield. That is marfooglenews.com/EMP. This is the same company that was not only mentioned in the DHS EMP resilience report, but it is also the same company that's worked with DOD, DHS, and of course on the DEMSO team helping protect the Texas grid. Go over to marfooglenews.com/EMP. It's a veteran-owned business. It's 100% American-made. Again, it's great. It will protect your motors, anything that you want to keep running after an EMP or a natural CME. Again, this is the option there. You can get it for your car, your home, your generators, your solar generators. Again, you can also get a matched up energy solar generator with EMP equipped. So make sure to ask us about that if you need one of those. marfooglenews.com/EMP. All right. Well, thank you, Dex, and I appreciate you. And I guess we'll see you over on the live show.
Absolutely. Head over to Marfoogle TV for our full show right after this.
All right. Have a great night, guys. Be safe, be prepared, and Marf out.